Hi, Aries. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor. And this is your reading for August 14th through the 21st. And my little mini message is take the advice given. I messages like that. My energy is like, I'm the boss. I'm in charge. Nobody knows better than me. Okay. But that's what I heard. So my job is to deliver the message. This is the weekly reading, 14th through the 21st. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. I offer private readings. They are on sale, on discount this month. All the information will be below. I also have beautiful handmade scarves, handmade bags, et cetera, on my website, ripecolor.com. Please subscribe. Please become a member. All right, let's get to it. Aries is not really prominent in my chart. So it's like I don't have to pay attention to that. But the truth is, I do all 12. And like these little messages that I get, I think they're all messages for me. I really do. Maybe I don't know if it's I'm self-centered or because like maybe because I'm the messenger that I'm supposed to hear it as well. So we'll see how, you're my first sign this week. So we'll see how the rest of the week goes. All right. You got to laugh, I swear, because it's like I sometimes I can get so serious and so wrapped up in, my goal and what I want to do. And, which is good, but, I need to like lighten up a little bit. All right. One, two, three. You get two queens. All right. You know what I'm getting? All right. I start with two queens and look how similar they are. They're both sitting. They're both at this three-quarter angle. They're both holding something in their hands. Whereas, the Queen of Swords is in a whole different position. She's facing the other way. She's got a sword. It's a whole different energy. It's like an action energy. And and then the other queen is like sitting facing forward, right? So not moving forward, the Queen of Wands. So these two, first of all, queens are about patience. Okay. That's the first thing that you really need to take in. It's really about being patient with oneself, patient with one's feelings, one's thoughts, one's everything. To really be patient with oneself. Okay. So and so I get the two of them, and she represents like material goods, the earth, um, food, exercise, anything, money, finances, security. And then we have the Queen of Cups, who really represents motherhood, represents feelings, intuition, emotion. Um, and then in the middle, I have the nine. So the Nine of Swords, the nine is about attainment, but I think, a lot of times it's written as a negative or seen as a negative because he's, it's really the dark night of the soul. Look hard. But the way I always interpret the Nine of Swords is that there's a truth that can't be unseen. There's something one realizes about oneself that is like a little bit jarring and a little bit there's no denial on that part. It's like the denial has been broken, right? So I think the energy is I think it's this realization of how you haven't really been paying attention as often or as carefully, let's say, to your intuition and to your self-nurturing. Maybe you've been, putting yourself on the side. Maybe you've been taking care of everybody else first, and not really taking care of your body's needs and also your soul's needs, right? Also your soul's needs. So I think there's a little bit of realization and a revelation in that. And it's like if you don't, so this is really the way it goes. If you don't tend to your garden, which is your physical body and your soul, then, everything you want to plant, it's like, you need to, everything has a process. I mean, I really hate it too. So, but everything has a process, and it's like everything needs to be in order before you plant the seeds, right? So, in order so like I'm gonna reignite my Facebook page, right? I can't even get into the conversation, but there's a lot of back end stuff to do. I need to write a whole blurb. I need to have the right pictures. There's a lot to do, and it's like you can't just press the button. Oh, it's good. And so my friend is going to help me with it. I'm seeing him tonight. I'm seeing him Saturday, and I want it done immediately. I want to just press a button, and then all of a sudden, the sales just start flying in. It's like that's nice, but like it's kind of like cooking a complicated meal. It's like, do I have all my ingredients? Do I have the time to make everything? Do I have everything I absolutely need? Do I have the right knife? Do I have a cutting board? Do I have this contraption or that contraption? Or not even that. Sometimes it's because sometimes we get into this thing. It's like, well, if I don't have this certain machine, I won't be able to do it. And it's like, maybe you can, if you're creative and if you're patient and if you, like allow it to reveal itself to you. I mean, sometimes you can, if you want to make pasta, you don't have a pasta machine, good luck. But, a lot of other times you can. Okay. You know what I got? Okay. I got the moon. So what I really just felt was if you keep on putting everybody else in front of you and neglect yourself, then you're just going to be in the dark. You're just going to be in the dark, and you're not going to see things clearly, and you're not going to be able to take care of yourself and others. And you have to come first. I'm really getting that. I'm really getting it. Yeah, because that's the way through. That's the way that'll open everything up. That'll bring more creativity, more passion. That will, help the garden grow. Because if you keep on, trying to help everybody else, then yeah, yeah, you got to pay attention. This is also a choice. This is also a choice. And it's like you you can't not pay attention anymore. I feel like there's something physical or something spiritual, like a message you keep on getting and you're not paying attention. Like, maybe the message is you need to go to the doctor, you need to eat better, you need to, something like that. And you keep on getting it, you keep on pretending it's not there. And it's like a little pay attention because it's like this, you're not hearing it for nothing. Yeah, you might have to, okay, not might have to. This is a willing self-sacrifice. So sometimes it's like, well, I have to sacrifice taking care of everybody else, and I have to sacrifice maybe, and the interesting thing about this one, it's a willing self-sacrifice. It's not like when you go to the doctor or whoever, or you have friends around and they go, you're eating just too many sweets. It's not like that. It's this energy of knowing in your heart that if you eat less sweets, let's say, then you'll feel lighter, you'll feel healthier, you'll be able to, accomplish your goals in an easier manner. You'll be able, and it's like a willing self-sacrifice. It's like I'm doing this at this moment, and I'm going to let go of this or let go of a way of thinking. That's usually what it's about, a way of thinking or habit that I know is not for my best good. I really know. Like, sitting up till 7 in the morning watching some series, habitually is like losing sleep. You're filling your mind with a series that is not real, as opposed to filling your mind with the world around us. See what I mean? Yeah, and you're really at the point now where you feel surrounded. You're really at the point where you know it's time for a change. You know it's time for a change. Yeah, because that story has to end so that a new one can begin. That's the energy of it. The energy is like you really understand that this habit or this way of thinking or this action is really deterring you from moving into a more fertile place, into moving into a place where things can grow, that'll be satisfying, that'll be nurturing. I think you're really, really getting. And so that's the little energy for the week. Yeah, cut it out. Just cut it out. And sometimes, when I give something up or when I change a behavior or when I'm trying to do something new that's challenging and that's like sort of against my nature or sort of it's not in my habitual thing. It's like I always feel a lot of times I felt like, oh, poor me, I'm giving something up and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I feel if you look at it from an angle of this is for my long-term benefit, this is toward my health, this is toward my security, this is toward my living a fuller life, right? Look at it as a gift. Look at it as a gift. I'll tell you something really interesting. So I've been meditating a really long time, right? For many, many years. And whenever you try to open the conversation with somebody, the first thing they always ask, the first thing, like 90% of the people ask is, how long does it take? Right. And my answer is, as long as it takes. Because sometimes I can sit for 5 minutes, which usually is what it is, between 5 and 10 minutes, honestly. And then sometimes I sit for 15. And sometimes I sit for 15 and I don't get anything. I just sit there for 15 and wonder what I'm gonna have for breakfast because my stomach is grumbling or whatever. Um it's not about the time, it's about the effort. It's about the practice. It's about giving myself the gift of having time to myself, of having time to myself and time with my spirit, time with God. And it's like the most super important gift that I give myself. It's more important for me that I meditate in the morning than if I take a shower or if I eat breakfast. It's more important. It's more important. And all the other stuff flows from that. And it's a gift I give myself. I don't think of it as a chore. I don't think of it as I have to or a certain like, oh, I'm so spiritual. I do it because I have to, honestly, but I do it because it's my time to give this a gift to myself. And if I come from that place where I'm feeding myself first, my soul, my spirit, whatever, then I have something to give. But when I don't, like if I miss a day, I miss a day, whatever. But if I start missing 2, 3, 4 days in a row, I'm not my best self, not for myself or for anyone around me. I'm really not. I get really impatient and really angry and really anxious. And so, it's kind of like, we do these things for ourselves in order to feel better about ourselves, right? You brush your hair, you clean the house. It's like, I don't really want to clean the house, but if I clean the house, I'll have a clean house. I want to live in a clean house. I don't want to live in a dirty house, right? Or like that. It's a little bit like that. Yeah. And I think once you're able to like bring in this new sense of nurturing, self-care, and listening, to your own body, to your own mind, to your own feelings, then you'll be able to execute a plan. But first things first, you got to take care of the core. It's as simple as that. Like before you plant the seeds, you need to make sure it's the right soil for the right seeds and the right climate, right? You know, I live in the Arctic Circle and I want to plant a palm tree. Well, good luck. Or, I'm gonna get a pet polar bear and, bring him to live with me on the equator. Probably not a good idea. Everything has its place, and to understand everything's place. And I feel like the place, I think the understanding of yourself as the sun, SUN, in the middle of the solar system that you live in, which is you and your life and your body, etc. And to nurture it and take care of it is really where it's at. Because if you don't, like if the sun falls apart, all the planets go with it. Let's say it. All right. That's my message. Blessings.